there, I'm Bonnie McCaffery, and I'm so glad you've come back to see what I have for you this month. I am here with Jeanie Sumrall-Ajero, who is the owner of a company called Kaleidoscope Collections, and they have created this wonderful Kaleidoscope Creator, which is a pretty neat product. Tell me more about this product.
Well, it's software that creates kaleidoscope designs out of digital photos. So you can take any digital photo, it can be scanned artwork, and create a kaleidoscope design, which you can then print all as one piece on anything that goes through your printer.
Pretty neat. Let's see how it works.
Okay. Well, I have a photo open here, and you can see one wedge on the screen. That's one wedge of the kaleidoscope. And you can actually choose from many, many different templates. We've got 55 templates in the base product, and then we have a bunch of add-on template packs. So you can see there's just tons to choose from here.
So show me how this works.
Okay, well, I'm going to go choose one of these polygons down here. I'm going to double-click, and that opens up a new shape. And you'll see that the shape now changes in the work area. And up in the upper right, that's our thumbnail preview. Every time we make a change here, it's going to update what the kaleidoscope looks like here.
Wow.
So you can choose any part of the photo you want to fit in the wedge. If you click and drag outside the boundary of the photo, you can rotate. Click and drag on the corners, you can resize. Click and drag on the photo itself, you can move it around. And then if you want to see the full screen version of what that looks like, you click on the preview button, and there you go.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. I love this. And you don't see the irises in there at all, but you've got an absolutely gorgeous kaleidoscope.
That's right, yeah.
So we take this, then what do we do with it to get it onto fabric?
Well, are you familiar with the inkjet fabric? You can print right on the inkjet fabric.
Okay,
and you can print it all as one piece so that you don't have to do any intricate piecing. You get very intricate designs without a lot of intricate piecing, which is really fun.
So you just send it to the printer?
Just send it to the printer and print it right on your fabric. Wow. And if you want to do something that's larger than your printer can print, we have a poster print function so you can print really large kaleidoscopes. And if you want to do a whole bunch of kaleidoscopes, all you need to do is change the photo a little bit. You get a completely different design, and they all go together because they're all from the same photo.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have this absolutely beautiful design. The next step is to print it onto fabric. Right. What kind of printer do you have?
Well, I have an Epson. I have two Epsons, both of them with pigment ink. One of them is an Epson 2200, and that's a fairly high-end computer printer, but it lets me print 13-inch wide images. So I like to print very large kaleidoscopes. But if you don't, if you're not able to afford that kind of a printer, you can buy a consumer level to C88 Plus, and it's also an Epson, and it has Durabright inks, and those are also pigment inks.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So you've got the printer, and now we load the fabric. What kind of fabric do you use?
Well, I like the Color Plus cotton poplin for quilting projects, and one of the reasons is that it's a bright white fabric. I always tell people I'm a photographer first and a quilter second, so I'm trying to get the best images I can on my fabric. And when a fabric is off-white, while that may be good for pictures of people, animals, photos that already have yellow tones, browns in them, that can enhance that. But my favorite colors, as you can probably tell, are blues and purples.
Right.
And yellow is in the opposite color spectrum of that. So it's going to change a little bit the colors of your photo when you print it. So I like the bright white fabrics. Right.
And so we print it out on the fabric. Does it have to be heat set or anything? Is there any treatment?
No, and in fact this is really important. I have found with the pigment inks that if you apply too much heat to them, they yellow and they discolor.
Interesting.
So I always use my iron if I'm going to fuse it on a wool setting, so a medium setting. It's still hot enough to fuse, but it doesn't discolor the inks.
So once it's printed out on the fabric, is there any special treatment that you have to do to it after that?
Typically not, but if you're going to wash your fabric, if you're putting it in a project that needs to be washed, the pigment inks do have a tendency to crock off with multiple washings. I haven't found in huge pieces, but you get little pock marks in your image. And Color Textiles has come out with a polymer emulsion that you can apply after you've printed. You spray it on, you let it dry, and then you heat set it with an iron. It melts that polymer into the fibers of the fabric, and it really binds the pigments to the fibers of the fabric. And I've machine washed it in Woolite, which is actually fairly harsh, 5 times, and I see no difference whatsoever between the original and and the washed fabric.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we can print this out onto fabric, and then quilters can use this in their quilts, which is really neat.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I always recommend that people print their kaleidoscope first, and then go find, if they're going to use commercial fabrics, go find the fabrics to match. It's much more difficult to choose your fabrics first and then print to match those.
Well, yeah, I think that would be tough to do. So this is one quilt using the same photograph, but just moving it around in the Kaleidoscope Creator.
Right. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Can you imagine the possibilities with this? We can make any fabric that we want now.
That's right. That's right.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's yours. Nobody else is going to have it because it's coming from your photos.
Right. And I think I saw on your demonstration in your booth that it doesn't have to be a full-size kaleidoscope. You could actually have a repeat design.
That's right. You have a way to do almost like a patterned fabric if you wanted to do that. Yeah.
We can make any fabric we want to use in our quilts. So we can be our own fabric designer.
That's right. Absolutely.
Not only can quilters use it for making fabric, but these are some really cool ornaments.
Yeah, these are very, very popular. And there's actually free instructions online at crafttvweekly.com in their scrapbook lounge, and or you can just go to our website, www.cal.collections, K-A-L, collections with a C and an S at the end, and on the left-hand side is an icon that says Kaleidoscope Ornaments. Just click on that, and you'll get free instructions.
And then one more interesting item that I see that you have, using this Kaleidoscope Creator. What is this?
Well, this is a glass plate that I put a kaleidoscope on the back of, so it's actually a usable plate, but I use a product called Lasertran Inkjet Water Decal, and it's a transfer product that normally you would put on the front of the glass, but because I wanted to actually use the plate, I figured out a way to put it on the back.
Wow.
And then painted the back, so it's nice, it's washable, it's just a fun product.
Wow. Now this is pretty neat because now we can print on a decal and put it onto a glass plate. We can have kaleidoscopes everywhere.
We can, and curved surfaces, it's, very
wonderful,
fun.
Wonderful. Well, let me ask you, I'm going to throw you a question that maybe you're not thinking about. Jeanie, what is your life philosophy?
Instead of answering what's my life philosophy, I'll answer the way I try to live my life, which maybe is the same thing, and that is to be kind to others, treat others with respect, and embrace opportunity when it presents itself.
I love that. Well, Jeanie, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for interviewing me.
You know, it's pretty cool, and it's a pretty neat product, and I hope you'll go to Jeanie's website and see more about using this Kaleidoscope Creator. And I thank you so much for being with me today, and I hope you'll come back next month and see what I have for you then. Thanks for being with me.